Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Steve White. Today I'd like to go ahead and talk about growing garlic. Not in the traditional sense where it's planted in the ground, but growing it in containers. I've had some great success growing other root vegetables in containers, both onions as well as carrots. I've also grown a lot of my salad greens in containers, and that's worked out extremely well. I'm going to be growing two different kinds of garlic in this container. One is an organic store-bought, and the other one is a non-organic store-bought. The organic has a little bit better taste, has a more mellow flavor than the non-organic variety, but I'm going to go ahead and try both of them and see how they do. First, let's go ahead and talk about the container. I'm going to be using the container. These are the traditional containers that I use for my salad greens. If you go to enjoytimeoutdoors.com, you can see some of my past posts about how I grow these in my screen porch. It works really, really well. I'll film that next spring as well. That was an excellent experiment, and it worked out really, really well. I had no problems with pests, and I had salad greens all the way through the summer. Basically, I have a regular container. It's about 6 inches deep. I drilled holes in the bottom for drainage, and then I also use a drainage tray because the trick for growing the greens in particular is I'll do a lot of my watering from the bottom as opposed to the top. Using the tray really works out, makes it easy. So, I already mentioned the garlic that I'm going to be using, and then for my soil, I'm going to be using an organic soil, an organic vegetable and herb mix. So, and then to cover the holes in the bottom so that the soil doesn't run through, even though it usually doesn't, I'm going to go ahead and use some standard brown paper. There's no print on it. I don't have to worry about any of the chemicals in that end of it. And this will biodegrade on its own. By the time I empty this out next year and put it into the compost tumbler or into one of the beds, this paper will be gone, long gone. So I'll just go ahead and cover up the holes in the bottom. Just a single layer is all you need so it doesn't mat up too much and cause drainage problems. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my soil. When I use soil in containers, I really like to go ahead and break it up in case there's any clumps, because once it goes in there, that's the way it's pretty much going to stay, especially when you're growing a root crop like a garlic or an onion or carrots. I'm going to go ahead and fill this up about 4 or 5 inches. I'm going to leave the headroom to about here underneath this overlap on the lip, and that'll give plenty of room for watering. And then also, I like to go ahead and add some compost and some mulch throughout the season. That gives me some room to add. I have in the past grown garlic and lettuces and greens in the same container, and that's worked out really well. I may do the same thing next fall, or even through the course of the winter if I bring this indoors. That's a nice thing with having the containers. I can go ahead and grow it. I can grow it indoors as well. Just kind of spread it out. Don't pack it down too hard, but you do want to get as many of the air pockets as you can. There we go. Kind of spread it out. And the garlic's a cousin of the onion, and it's going to look a lot like an onion when it grows. Basically, I'm planting it. These are being planted here in the fall in the northern hemisphere. So basically, they'll come up, they'll green up, start to set roots, and then if I leave it outside, it'll go ahead and die back to the ground. And then in the spring, it'll be one of the first things to green up. It'll grow up through the summer, and then it'll eventually brown down again, and then that's when we'll go ahead and harvest our garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and take my cloves. And the bigger the clove, the bigger the head will be. It's a good rule of thumb. So I'm next going to kind of cherry pick through here and pick some of the bigger ones. I'm going to do about 5 or 6 of each variety here. I got a couple real big ones here. And now I'm going to space them out about 4 inches apart. I'm going to do 4 to a row and then 3 across the middle. like I do with carrots is I'll go ahead and plant them pretty tightly, and then throughout the season I'll go ahead and thin them out and just eat them fresh as I thin them out. So for the organics, I'm going to go ahead and do the middle row and then one of the outside rows. So I ended up with 7 in here. Now for the non-organic, I'm probably only going to do 3 of these because they're so large. Okay. Good thing I'm pushing them down about 2 or 3 inches down below the soil, making sure I put the base down and the tip up. Because the tip's where the shoot's going to come out, and the base is where those roots are going to come out. Okay. Go ahead and cover them up and firm them down. Make sure there's good contact with that soil, especially against the root side. Then I'll go ahead and take my little marker, and I'll go ahead and mark which side is the organic so I know. Take it outside and get it watered, and let it go. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Just planted 10 garlic cloves in a container. It's hopefully going to give us some garlic next summer. So, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave a comment down below. Or if you're interested in this video or other videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. I got more videos coming here in the near future. And then if you're interested in more information on the other container projects that I mentioned, please stop by enjoytimeoutdoors.com. Thank you very much and have a great day.